Welcome back, guys, to another Tressa's Collectibles gameplay video. My name is Mike, and joining me today, as always, is
Randall, aka Shizukatz.
And welcome to Game 2 of our Mushoku Tensei Choice Pans gameplay feature. Obviously, Randall is still going to be piloting the level 1 Rudius and the level 3 Roxy Choice Pants deck. On my end, I am going to be using 8-gate RWBY with the level 1 RWBY and the level 3 Cinder. This build got a lot of traction and popularity around the BRO season, and we'll see if it can hold up against Mushoku Tensei.
Alright, so surely this time
you can resolve combo.
I can resolve combo. Seems like it's a recurring trend lately that I hit level 3 and I like heal down to 3-0 and I don't do combo and then I die.
Yeah, or like you go to like 2-4-2-5 and then you're all set up and then you die.
Yeah.
I still remember that one Bane Dream game where like you were at like 2-5 and you had like 6 Climax left or 4 Climax left in deck and then triple remeet and then you just died.
Yep.
You're still just recording?
Huh?
You're still just recording?
We're going, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we're cutting that out.
Yeah, get comfortable somewhere.
Alright, so do you have any quick thoughts about this particular matchup, or for either side?
So, one of the strengths of this particular kind of archetype of RWBY is that it has really high power lines on offense, and then also it has the ability to deal with big boards pretty nicely. So it's kind of like more targeted towards like against standby decks, but against regular decks, I think it can also function quite well. The level 1 RWBY just needs to reverse, and then that's going to be how I get my advantage, and I can just kind of just play a normal game, try to compress, and do basic Weiss Schwarz fundamentals to win the game, right?
Alright, so I'll be going first this time. Let's see what we got. Oh my god, I don't want to discard any of these. I'm going to discard just one.
Okay, and I'll be discarding 4 on my side.
Alright. Ooh, is that a memory kick counter I see? Okay. Fancy. Alright, so I'm just hoping I don't trigger choice on the first attack. Any climax, just no climaxes first attack. Alright. So we're going to draw. I'm going to start by clocking my level 3 Roxy. Ideally, we would like to be clocking a level 3 yellow for our experience for the level 1 RWBY combo. But a level 3 blue is better than no level 3 at all. So draw 2 cards, and we're gonna start off with our ideal turn 1 play, which is the level 0 RWBY. He gains 2k power if I have 5 or more hand, which I do, and he can run to center at the start of your attack phase. So hopefully Mike doesn't have double monkey man, and we will go ahead and direct for 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's the card I want.
Oh, Neon Cat. Oh, this build runs Neon Cat. Oh no.
Okay, so draw for turn. I'm gonna be crossing my fingers that I draw one of my 4 copies of Neon Cat to answer his RWBY, but if I don't, then it is what it is. Clock. I'll draw 2. And we did not draw it, so we do have to plan B. So let's go ahead and we'll play James Ironwood, and then we're going to activate his effect. His effect to ditch a card to top check, and I can salvage X minus level. So I salvage the RWBY. Make sure I ditch the level 0, so if, in case I hit a 0, I can still have a target. I think I will activate the second effect where I can ditch a remnant character, and then I can just draw the top card of my deck. So I'll go ahead and draw that Amber. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to kill the RWBY, so I think we'll just. Do I want to attack twice? I think attacking twice is probably okay.
Since you picked up an Amber, so you can recur a card next turn.
I do have things to do with my stock, so I think that's fine. I can also consider playing this RWBY to kind of get myself closer to a trigger, and that's also fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the RWBY. I'm playing, she does have an effect where I can look at the top card of my deck, and I can either put it there or mill it. So I think I'll just go ahead and mill the Cinder. And we'll go ahead and swap it in case he can't kill a 2K on the side. He has to kill it with the Rudy, I guess. But it shouldn't matter. Go ahead and go into attack.
Alright, I will move to middle.
Okay, I'm gonna dart here. And that's for 2.
There's the neon cat.
There's the cat.
Take 2.
Okay, and I'll go ahead and side here. That's for 2.
1, 2, take 2.
Alright, there you go.
Alright, stand and draw. I'm gonna clock the rest counter, as it is a level 2 yellow that we could potentially level to get experience. Let's see. So I'm going to I really don't want to play this though. I do have this though. So I think it's okay for me to play this given that I have this. So we're going to play Brainstorm, play level 0 Roxy, and on play I can use her effect to give 1500 power to one of my characters, so I'm going to give it to herself.
Okay.
That being said, I do think that it would have been better for you to put the James in the middle, because
you think you can crash in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, in this case, I'm just gonna front over, I think. But let's say I had like a 2K character, and I could just crash and tie.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Then the Rudy has the ability to run to the middle.
Right, okay.
But yeah, in this case, like I think you're just going to
1.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. Account for all possibilities. Yeah. I do have Amber, so
I think the potential damage that I could take if I crash this in and then also let you keep that card is maybe not.
I don't think it's worth it at all. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go for the 2 fronts, get over both your characters, and then we'll just play a fairly standard game. So we'll front here with 3K Roxy. For pants, I don't have a target.
Okay, so that's 2. Oh, my combos.
It's okay, you have Amber.
I do have Amber.
Alright, and then we will front here with the Rudy for 1.
Okay, 1. Level. We'll go ahead and level a Cinder. We do run 2 copies, so we are fairly safe on that end. Both my characters are reversed. And draw for turn. Go ahead and clock the level 3 Salem. We don't need her quite yet. Draw 2. Okay, and then let's just start with a Brainstorm. See if we can hit a Brainstorm. Maybe if we can hit 2, we don't have to use Amber anymore. We hit 1. We'll go ahead and salvage level 1 Ruby. And then we'll go ahead and activate Amber's on play effect. Pay 1. On play, talk myself, salvage. So here I can think about, well, I'm always grabbing this. Yeah. But my dilemma here is whether or not I want to combo this turn. If I combo this turn, I can, obviously get the value off of getting 2 reverse targets. However, I'm still only 2 out with the 1 in my hand, so I don't necessarily need to mill a lot. And also, if I combo with my Ruby now, and his Rudius level 1 combo versus my Rubies, I still have to deal with the fact of how am I going to answer his Rudies on my turn. I think we can probably get enough answers either way, so I'm going to go ahead and combo now, I think.
If you chose not to combo, would you... Well, I mean, like...
I think the biggest reason why I want to combo now is because I want to play Climax.
Yeah, oh, so okay, so what I was going to ask is, like, if you don't combo, do you have, like, another Climax that can let you maintain damage economy?
Right, yeah. I think those considerations, what I just went through about, like, answering his board and all that stuff, not milling. I think one of the biggest things, though, is I do want to just try to push damage. So because of that reason, I am going to... That kind of puts me over my decision, so I'm going to go ahead and just combo. I think... consideration for attacking with a Neon Cat and trying to bounce next turn? If I double trigger and I don't play Neon, I go over hand. But double triggering is not too likely. It is still a possibility though.
So my issue with that line is that so you're at 1-2 right now, and then if your Neon Cat successfully bounces, then I have a 3.
You have a 3 and then 2 double 2s, right?
And then it's pretty good numbers to try to hit you to like level 2. That would be the main thing that I think about.
Yeah. I think in the scenario where I double trigger, like if I have to discard because I double triggered, it's not the end of the world.
I mean, you can always just put the Neon Cat in the back row.
I could. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Right.
The reason why I was considering not playing it at all if I wasn't going to attack with it is because you get to see the top card of my deck, but honestly that doesn't matter that much. So we're just going to go ahead and play that Neon.
Yeah.
And go ahead and play 1k1.
Yeah, the top card doesn't really matter that much when my plays next turn are pretty
just
telegraphed.
play combo and go.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So we're going to, let's see. We can just attack in however order we like since these are just going to be both over regardless. I think I want to give myself more data on my trigger, so I'm going to attack with Amber first. So direct, and that's for 3.
Cancel.
Okay, so next I'm going to front with the RWBY, and that's also for 3.
1, 2, 3, cancel.
Okay, on reverse, Climax combo with Initiation. I get to look at up to the top 4 cards of my deck at any RWBY character or Remnant character. Discard the rest. I want something better than James. Ideally, I want something that can answer his release next turn, so I'm going to look for like a level 1 character. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to mill too much because I'm only out 2. Let's consider how many characters I even have that can answer. So I have this here in Waiting Room. I have a Nolan, and I also have a Weiss. All of these can answer his board, but all of these are obviously in the Waiting Room.
Winter.
Oh, Winter. So I have 1 RWBY left. I think that's about it, honestly.
So not too
So
many
at this
answers.
point, I think I'll just go ahead and stick with the Blake. The Blake is just a pretty good card. And I'll stop there. And then I'll give 2,000 to my middle RWBY as part of the reverse effect. And I'll front here. And that's for 3.
Cancel.
Interesting, okay. On reverse, I don't want this card. It doesn't really do anything. I do want something else that's a bit more playable, ideally.
Like a Climax.
Yikes.
Okay, I guess you're taking the RWBY.
Okay, well it is what it is.
Okay.
Okay, and then at the start of your draw phase, reveal the top card, and nothing happens.
Alright, draw for a turn. So now we don't have to level the rest counter. We can clock our level 3 RWBY and level this instead and draw 2 cards. Okay. Slight regret, but we can hope some good things happen here. So I'm going to start with a brainstorm. Okay, thank God. All right, so I hit 1, and I'm going to salvage the Climax Swapper back, since you did hit 3 of my Climax into Waiting Room. All right, so we'll go ahead and grab that. And as far as cards that we can put on the board, it's actually just going to be these 3. So we'll go 1 RWBY, 2 RWBY, and then Roxy, and then we'll use her Climax Swap. Discard Pants to get Choice, and then I will give 1,500 power to... I don't think it matters too much. I'll just give it to herself.
Yep.
And then we will play 1k1, and then with the Roxy Brainstorm effect, we can give Twin Drive to one of our characters. I'm going to go ahead and give it to this RWBY.
Okay.
Right, so let's start our attacks here first for 2, 3.
1, 2, cancel.
Okay. And then we'll front here, use the Climax combo effect. When he attacks, if I have experience 2 or higher, I can look it up to 3, add a character to hand, send the rest to Waiting Room, and he gains 1,500 power. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take the Roxy Event Bonder. And this is going to be for 2, 2.
Okay. 1, 2. 2 is good.
Right. And then, how many Climaxes are in Waiting Room now?
6.
6.
Yep.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in deck. Alright, so I'm going to activate the Climax combo first, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take the Rudy early play since Mike's deck does have the Blake Cinder combo that's really strong level 2 game. I want to have the answer to that with my Rudy. And how many cards in hand?
5.
So I have the option to either go for the twin. I can go for the twin drive here, potentially try to trigger a climax and hit for 3. And currently Mike has 7 cards in deck, 2 of which are probably climaxes. So I could try to shoot for the 3, or what I could do is actually just hit him for 2. It has a higher chance of sticking because it's less damage, obviously. And then that puts Mike into a kind of dilemma where he may need to clock himself, like make the decision of whether or not he wants to keep the compression or try to get more cards. And he doesn't have a whole lot of cards in his hand right now. It doesn't seem like he has another climax either. So I think I'll just go for the front for 2 and not do the twin drive. And that's for 2.
Okay. 1, 2. 2 to stick.
Okay.
Okay. My characters are reversed and I draw for a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
This line also makes it harder for Mike to maybe go back with more climaxes, because if he canceled that attack and it was for like 3, then that's another climax that goes back in with the refresh.
Yeah, we are in a... I would say we are in a pretty awkward situation right now. If I had one more card in deck, it would actually be pretty good because I can just brainstorm. But since I have 4, I would only be able to refresh 6, which is quite poor. But I think compared to the alternative where I clock draw, I think clock draw is just worse, probably. However, I really do want a climax. I really want a climax. How many are you out? 6?
I'm currently out 6. Yeah. Now all of the. Oh wait, no. I'm out 3 pants and then 3 of the level 1 climax.
And then you have 10 cards in deck. Yeah, because he canceled so many times last turn, I really want to try to catch up in damage, but that does require me to clock to try to find. Well, it requires me to clock both to get to level 2 with blue, and also to try to find a climax. If I don't clock, I think my only option would be to brainstorm, and that wouldn't be very fruitful because I don't really have any good salvage potential. It would just be whatever is left here, and we already went through that. I basically don't have any other level 1s that I can play to answer his Rudies. So as much as it pains me, I think I might have to clock here. And if I don't draw into a climax, then I'm just really sad. 1, 2... Yeah, both my James Ironwoods are also out, so if I double draw climaxes, I also can't get rid of them. It just does feel like a kind of suboptimal situation all around here. And we'll have to see what line we want to go with that can give us the best chance at getting back into normalcy later. We might want to put ourselves in a position where I can like early play Blake and he can't answer them maybe. I think overall I am more comfortable with clocking. But I do need blue, so I have to clock this Nolan, which I really don't want to clock. But I can't play Nolan anyways without having blue. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and clock then. I think brainstorming is not really a good idea. If I attack 3 times, I don't really have much fuel to go with moving forward. So that's not a great idea either, and also I can't answer his board. So I really want to answer his board, so I'm going to clock. And level the Nolan to draw 2. Okay. And at this point, I think we can go ahead and brainstorm.
Okay.
Let me just consider my other options. Brainstorm, and then I can early play Blake. Okay, let's do that. So we'll go ahead and brainstorm.
Okay.
then I'm going back with 6.
Okay, what's the
Missing one of each.
Okay. That means Mike has a Cinder Climax in
Yep.
hand. Yeah, definitely a good habit to get into. Not just asking how many Climax your opponent is going back with, but how many of each Climax.
Yeah, in this case, actually would have made a lot of difference if I had like one over the other.
Oh my god! Even with, especially with that ruby there, holy.
All right, so I can salvage something. I think I do want to just salvage the ruby just to be able to answer his Rudy. James is a really good card, but my first and foremost priority right now is answering his board, so I'm going to go ahead and salvage Ruby and refresh point.
James can't really get much good value right now because you have like.
It's kind of like a card for later, I guess, but I do need to just address the immediate concern here. So I'm going to go ahead and just early play Blake if I have 2 or less climaxes, -1 level. And then I'm going to discard. Let's go ahead and discard a. What do I do on this card? Discard that, play that. I'm going to discard Nora. Give stock. Gonna play the Ruby. And then I'll go ahead and move Neon Cat to the front, I think. I will be able to reverse the Neon Cat because whenever I reverse another character. I will be able to reverse the Roxy because when I get reverses here, I can pump 500 off of the Nora effect. But I'm also considering using my Wukong to reverse that and maybe getting a bit of extra value. However, I think if I had maybe more stock, I'd consider that play, but given that I only have 1 stock left, I think I do want to start conserving a bit more stock. So I think I'll just go with this.
Okay.
And in terms of playing a Climax, I actually think I want to hold off on the Climax because I don't necessarily think I want to... I think these numbers are actually fine with the 2-1-1 plus potential triggers here. Like if I put him to like 1-4 or 1-5, that's fine. If I play a Climax, obviously I can put him to like 1-5, 1-5 pretty easily, and then he can trick and cancel ones.
Yeah, I think if you play a Climax, you're getting
I'm putting you on like canceling twice with a higher frequency.
Yeah, I think I get to roughly 1-4-ish either way. Like on average, probably like 1-4.
I think I'm fine just holding off. I do have a good amount of triggers in my deck now that I just refreshed. So we'll just go with this. Okay, so let's go with that. We're going to go ahead and in front with the Blake. She is 10k, she gets 1,000 per my back row. Salvage. We'll go ahead and salvage another Blake.
Okay.
So that's for 2.
Cancel the 2.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give 500 to Neon Cat here. And then I'll go in front with the Ruby. She just gets 2,000 power on attack, even without the Climax combo, so she's 6-5. That's for 2.
1, 2, cancel again.
Oh no.
Nice suit.
Okay, so I give 500 to Neon again, and that puts her at 2,000. And at front for 2.
1, 2. And that's guaranteed to hit.
Okay, and then your Encore.
Okay, I'm all good.
Okay, so start of your draw phase, Neon activates, reveal top, and I will bounce her back.
Okay. Draw for turn? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Did I trigger one? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is clock here. I'm going to clock the level 1 Roxy. Spoiler alert, I have another one. We'll draw 2. And I'm going to start by playing the level 0 Roxy, and I will use her effect discarding a card. Let's discard... I'm going to discard the Ghislaine counter and salvage the event. And then also on play, I get to look at the top and bottom cards of Mike's deck.
Yeah. So we already know what's the top one. We already saw that. And this is the bottom card.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next, I'm going to brainstorm because I want to refresh. So, brainstorm.
Okay, so we're going back with all 8.
Yep. Here, go ahead. So
I'm gonna go through my thought process right now. I'm looking for the 1/1 Rudy, which there's one here, and then I'm looking for his level 3s cumulatively, and I see that there is 3 Roxy showing for the level 3 Climax combo. The stock swap is here. Also checking the Rudy counter, and we obviously just saw him discard the lane counter, so both of his counters are here. In terms of the early plays, he has the 1. He has the 1 Rudy, but we know that he salvaged another one earlier, so we know he has that unlock, and that he has 1 Lilia here, so we know he doesn't have Lilia yet. Okay, go ahead.
okay, so cut. Finish the brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Hit 1, so I get to salvage 1. And out of these, I'm going to salvage the Roxy Climax swap.
Okay.
And then take refresh points. Slightly unlucky, but we'll live. Next, I'm going to use my Roxy pendant. And I'm going to search. I need a Roxy to play it, which I do. And the card I'm going to search for is the level 0 Rudius.
So this tells me that he's trying to go for Climax combo again.
Something like that. Actually, there's no real need to cut because I'm going to go back in.
Yeah.
But see us. And then for the last part of the effect, I discard a card. I'm going to discard the level 3 Roxy because I don't have any soul triggers yet, and I want to have
Value for
potential
if you trigger a choice.
choice. Yeah. Okay. Next, we're going to play our level 1 Rudy. And then we'll play our 1/1 Rudy Bomb, anti-change bomb. And we'll finish off our field with our copy of the level 1 Roxy, giving global 500, but also giving an additional global 1k to all copies of my level 1 Rudy's combo. Alright, now going to Climax Phase. I have no Climax to play. And then Rudius' effect at the beginning of my attack phase. If I do not have a Climax, I can pay cost, which is discard specifically the Rudy Runner. And I get to search my deck for the Climax, the level 1 choice, and I get to immediately just put it straight into the Climax area.
So we had an inkling this was coming. When we checked his waiting room, we only saw 1 copy of the stock bomb, and then when he searched the pendant and he searched the Rudy, we knew that it was coming.
Yeah. And then when the Climax is placed on the Climax area, I can give Twin Drive to one of my characters. I'm going to be giving it to my middle Rudy.
Okay.
Alright, start attack phase. We will front with the Rudy Bomb first for 2.
Okay. 1, 2. 2 is good.
And I will use his effect.
Putting my Blake in stock, taking my last stock out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next we will go in with the Roxy for 3. 3.
1, 2, 3. Cancel.
And then lastly, we'll use the Rudy. How many Climaxes in waiting room? Just 2, right?
Yeah.
So I think Twin Driving here could be good to try to potentially push for either another cancel
or just 3 damage.
Just 3 damage. Because if he cancels one more time, he'll have 3 Climaxes in waiting room and he can no longer early play with that Blake that he just added to his hand. So first I'm going to use the Climax combo, looking at up to 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add another bomb to my hand.
Okay.
And then I will pay the cost for Twin Drive, pay 1. And this is going to be for 2. Just 2.
Okay. That's 1. Cancel on 1. So I have 3 now, so I do not get to play Blake anymore. Okay.
And over to you.
Draw for turn. Alright, so I have a Climax that's stuck all the way here now, especially since he stock bombed me. I don't think I'm going to pay 4 out, so unfortunately I'm going to have to live with that sticking there for the rest of the game. So I have now 3 here, 1 in stock, and obviously I have the Cinder still in my hands. So I have 3 Climaxes left in this here deck. So we're going to need to find a way to mill through the deck because our ratio right now is not very good. I do think the first step in that is I think we need a clock. Right now our hand quality is a bit poor and we need to start trying to find maybe like a Climax swapper, or maybe we can find a RWBY Climax, and all these things can potentially help us get through our deck. So I'm going to go ahead and clock the Young Cat and draw 2. Okay. I'm going to brainstorm and see where we go from there. Okay, I do whiff. Okay, at this point I think we do need to go with the line that lets us Climax combo. Unfortunately, we do have to clock ourselves to do it, and it does cost quite a bit of stock. But we cannot end our turn with this deck state. So we're going to go ahead and play level 0 Amber, pay 1, and clock ourselves. Aye. But we do need to salvage, so we are going to salvage for the level 0 RWBY. I'm going to play the RWBY. Actually, hold on. If we're paying 1 stock, do we have another way to pay another stock efficiently?
This is like you're already here, might as well pay out the Climax sort of thing?
Yeah, but I don't. I don't think we can afford to. I do really want 4 stock next turn to be able to play 2 level 3s. I do think that 3 stock is significantly worse than 4 stock, so I think we're just going to go with this. So I'm going to play the level, salvage the level 0 RWBY and play it, and then I'm going to activate her top check effect. That's fine. Actually, is that fine? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go ahead and mill it.
Okay.
And then activate the effect to Climax swap, and grab the level 1 RWBY combo. Then we'll go ahead and play 2 RWBYs. And that is how we're going to get through the rest of our deck. In terms of whichever one these attack, I think I'll just go ahead and put the RWBY here. So that it can go to the waiting room, and then we can maybe recur it again. And I think that's all we have here. So we're going to go ahead and just play the 1k1 and go from here. We'll go ahead and front with the RWBY, and that's for 2.
Cancel.
Okay, on reverse, I can look at up to top 4 and add any remnant. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just going to probably just go through 4 if possible. 3, 4. I'll just go ahead and grab my level 3 Cinder. And then I'll give 2,000 to the middle RWBY. I'm going to direct here, and that's for 4.
1, 2, 3. Okay, another cancel.
Okay, and then I'm going to front with my last attack, and that's not good.
Yeah, bye.
We'll grab the Cinder, I think. Other considerations are either of the counters, even Blake. Honestly, maybe Blake's better. Lets me heal more with less stock. Yeah, I'll grab Blake.
Alright.
And that's for 2.
1, 2. Take 2.
Okay, on reverse. And I'll grab... The James doesn't really do anything here. None of these cards really do anything here. I'll just grab the Young Cat.
Okay, can I check waiting room, please?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. How many money counters are in here? So there's 2 money counters. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Okay, and then in turn I do have too many cards in hand. I'm going to go ahead and discard the Climax.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Stand and draw. That's an interesting draw. I'm gonna clock and level here. Let's clock level 0 Eris. And I'm going to level my level 3 Roxy, unlocking experience 6 for my early play. Draw 2 cards. And then I will use the effect of the Roxy pendant, sending it to waiting room since I leveled up and I can search. And the card I want to get I'm going to grab, depends what's in here, I think. Okay. I'm going to grab a level 3 Roxy.
Okay.
Just sets me up for the late game once we get there. Okay. Then next, I'm going to use Roxy Brainstorm. Let's see what we can get. Hit 1, hit 1. Which means there's still 1 left in here. And off of that, I think I'm just going to, let's see, 2K4545, okay. Let's grab, what am I thinking about here? So it's out 7 with 3 left in deck. Could potentially, no, I don't think he's going to be able to early play Blake next turn, because if I do 1/1/1, then he just levels up and goes to 3. So he probably plays like a Cinder.
A 5 in window.
Yeah. I think in the interest of further preparation for the late game, I think I will just get level 3 Roxy.
Okay.
So then I can bring it out off of the level 1's effect. And let's just play 3 cards to attack with. So we have our level 1 Rudy, level 0 Roxy. I'm going to use her on-play effect to buff herself, and a Brainstorm.
Okay.
Alright, attack phase. We will front here at 6/5 for 2, and off of the Pants Climax, I'm going to grab a Pants trigger, and this is for 2.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. I check waiting room again. The hesitation there makes me wonder what you could have in hand right now. My first instinct is a refresh counter, but that would also put you at only 1 stock, and you just wouldn't have anything to work with for the next turn. The only other thing I could think of is a money counter.
Yeah, the stock issue is really why I can't really afford to counter. So
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I need the stock to heal with.
So I'm going to front here. I feel like if he was going to refresh counter, he would have done it here. But just in case, I want to run this over without letting him get any like potential free fresh value. So like if I front here first, then it's like, if you want a free fresh, it's an already losing lane for me, so it's like even less value for you.
Yeah.
So we'll front here for 2.
Okay. Back 5. Yeah, so even though I did have a chance to counter there, I think it's more important for me to just get hit to level 3, play some healers, heal off the damage, and then try to start winning board, and then maybe I can hang on long enough to do something. But I think if I refresh there, I don't put myself in a good position to have any plays at all next turn. So,
Right.
2 level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and level Neon Cat. And refresh point. It only gets worse.
Alright, so then we front with the Roxy. She's at 3/5 for 1.
One's good. Alright, when it rains it pours. We'll see what we can do to come back from this situation. Draw for turn. Yeah, just gonna go ahead and play Blake. On play, discard Wukong. Heal stock. Then we'll go ahead and play. What are we playing? We'll go ahead and play Cinder. I'll play Heal. Then we'll move her to the back row. She does get power only if I have Amber Fall Maiden in memory, and I did not have a chance to even play the 2/1 Cinder this game because I was just too preoccupied doing everything else. So she's just gonna chill here. Positioning, I think. Might as well do that. On his board, it shouldn't matter too much. Because I don't think he's going. Well, how many Climaxes are out?
There are 7 in my waiting room.
Okay.
Or sorry, there are 6 in my waiting room, and you know what the other 2 are.
Yeah. Alright, I think it should. What about counters?
Counters? Neither.
Okay.
Yep, neither.
Okay. That's no problem. We'll go ahead and leave it with this configuration. I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and direct.
Okay.
That's for 2.
1, 2. How many times can we refresh point Climax today?
Another one. I think it's 5 times today. Alright, front. Go ahead and front here, and then I don't think he'll tap at all. But if he does, he'll only be tapping a pretty low value thing anyway. So front for 2.
Cancel.
Yeah, and then front. Salvage. Go ahead and grab a Salem level 3. Let me double check, see if I really do want that. And yeah, there's really nothing else. So I'll go ahead and grab that.
Alright. Cancel again.
Okay. Here we go.
Interesting. Stand and draw. Alright, well, let's clock the stock swap. I don't think we're going to be needing that. Draw 2. I'm going to start by playing Ruijerd level 0 using his effect. I'm going to clock Lilia and search. And I'm going to get the Rudy level 0.
Okay.
And then we're going to brainstorm. Miss. And then here we'll go for a pretty familiar line with the 1/1 bomb and level 1 Rudy. So let me get the Climax out of my deck. Put on pressure.
I might just die this turn.
You might just die this turn. I think I also want to play RWBY early play.
Okay.
That'll pay out the climax. I'm okay with ending the turn with 6 stock. As far as the field setup, this kills everything. And we will go ahead and use the effect to grab the climax. And then on placement of the climax, I will give Twin Drive to the level 1 RWBY.
Okay. Oh, which level 1?
Oh, sorry, this level 1 RWBY.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to give it here because my plan is to attack with these 2 lanes first, and with Mike so close to death, I want to put Twin Drive on the last attack, so I have the option of siding. Try to hit some specific damage, or if I need the Twin Drive to maybe hit for 3, I can get the extension on the damage potentially from the Twin Drive.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and front with the Rudius first. He is currently 16-5 between his continuous effect, getting 1500 if I have experience 6, his on-play effect giving him 4-5, and then the climax and the global 5. So this is going to be for 3-3.
1 cancel.
Okay. And then we'll front attack here. This is going to be for 2, 2, and choice. And I'm going to grab the rest counter and put it in my hand.
Okay. Yeah. Cancel.
Okay. And then for our last attack, I will attack with the RWBY. Fronting, I will use the effect. I will add a Brainstorm. And then I will Twin Drive. This is going to be for 2, 2.
1, 2. 2's good. Okay. My entire board is reversed. And anything else?
That is good.
Okay. Off turn. Alright, 5, 10, 13 cards in deck. One, two, three. Brainstorm, brainstorm. I think we've been put in checkmate here in terms of how much damage we would need to deal to win the game. The fact that he has the rest counter to be able to prevent me from dealing damage, and the fact that we are at 3-3 with not a lot of stock to work with, so we can't really try to prolong the game further that way either. Clocking is not really an option here, even though I kind of do want better cards, but I think we should count our blessings that we even canceled twice in the first place. But how do we give ourselves... So basically we can't win this turn. How do we live then? And how do we win the game? The way I see it, I can win the game if he puts himself in the position where he can't rest counter. If he tries to combo for me, if he tries to climax combo and I somehow live, that can be a comeback. But that would require my opponent to do things that I can't guarantee. I don't really have access to a lot of healing anymore. And I'll go 7. So can I even realistically mill through the rest of my deck this turn? It is possible. if I can't live this turn, I'm pretty sure I can't live next turn because I can only heal once. Unless I hit a brainstorm, but that is just far unlikely. Which means I would ideally want 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no situation is good here for me. I think the only way I can prevent myself from the only way I can play around this counter is if I can find James. If I find James, bounce his board. Yeah. As every line that I'm thinking of right now basically still means I'm dead. But I think I have to just go with the line that is the most high rolly. And that basically means I have to live another turn. I hope I don't die. And in that sense, I actually need to clock. Because clocking is a way to advance my deck state by 2 more cards. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and clock. Draw 2.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play James, discarding Neon to reveal top. And I can salvage over through a lower character. And go ahead and grab Blake. Should I play Blake? Okay, let's see. Hold on. 4. I can draw that. Brainstorm. Unfortunately, I don't have another brainstorm here. So go ahead and grab Blake then. I think is the play.
So let's see. If you draw this and then brainstorm and then attack 3 times, you still have 3 deck left, so you need to get rid of.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'll drop Salem, draw Cinder. Then I'm going to brainstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a brainstorm. Okay. What can heal, brainstorm. Okay. So I'll grab Nora. I'll play Blake. Pay 2, discard. Go ahead and discard Winter. Heal the stock. Play Blake. Pay 2. Finally get that Climax out. Discard Maidens because I can't use it basically. Because I'm never winning that lane, so this card's basically dead. Heal stock. And then I'm going to brainstorm. Alright, so we are no longer automatically dead.
So all 8 out?
All 8's here. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I definitely want to attack here because he can't counter on that lane, so I'll get to at least push for 2 damage, and then next I'll attack here. So I want to swing with the double Blakes first. Try to push for some soul. I honestly might even want to attack with the Cinder because I need to try to just push for more damage. And I honestly do not think he's going to rest counter here, so I think I just want to try to push for 2 suit-2s. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. So I'm going to go ahead and just start attacking. I'll front with the Blake. Actually, I might as well just do this since these are technically bigger. I'll front here with the Cinder. And that's for 2.
Take 2, level up. I get green off the Rejard. Okay.
Okay, next I will go ahead and front with this Blake, and that is for 3, and I'm going back 8. Refresh. Did you want to check anything here?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually do have to rest counter here.
Okay.
Because if you trigger another soul trigger, I just die.
Okay.
So I will use the effect. Pay 5 total, discarding a character. I'll discard a Roxy level 3 since I can't realistically play it. And then I will rest this Blake.
Sounds good. Blake is rested. Go ahead and cut. Okay, refresh point. Oh, it's not a climax. We did it.
And then I take 3.
Yep, that's for 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, you're good.
Alright, stand and draw. All that's really left to do is attack with cards. So I think the best way to do that is to use this Roxy's effect. If I'm level 3 or higher, I can send her to waiting room to play the level 3 support Roxy. And then the level 3 support lets me draw up to 2 cards and discard a card. So I will draw 1, draw 2, ditch this. And that's a 2 soul tagger.
Yep.
Well, I do want...
So these are pretty decent damage numbers here.
Yeah, I want a non-level 1 there.
So I can't side you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically all we can do, I think.
Sounds good.
Yeah. If you didn't trigger that soul trigger on the second attack...
You could have just left it as is.
Yeah. And then we would have just...
Roxy combo.
Double Roxy combo, just all the way in. But better to play it safe than to just like randomly die. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start here for 2, 2, and I'm refreshing all 8.
Okay. Let's go ahead and finish your refresh. I'll tap.
Okay, refresh point.
1, 2. 2 is good. Alright, now I will need to double cancel if I want to have a chance at living.
Yep. So I'm going to front. I'm actually smaller because you are 11,
11
and
yep.
I'm 10-5. For 2, no trigger.
1, 2. That's
Alright.
it. Alright.
Yeah. So that was definitely a rough game on your end.
I do think that reflecting upon the past on the last turn, I do really like how that turn panned out. In terms of my decision making, going through the lines and kind of identifying how to give yourself a chance to still win. It turns out that the correct line was, I think, the line that I went for, in which I actually had to clock to draw more cards, because I would have just been free and I needed to find just like a bit better hand quality. Clocking around to actually me to draw into James, which allowed me to go through another card. And I think all that kind of proliferated into being able to give myself a chance still. But yeah, overall I think on turn 2 I had a bit of bad stroke of luck when I got hit to 1/6 and I had to refresh at 6 minimum, and then I also just had this climax stuck there. Overall though, I think the RWBY deck, this deck, it does kind of fall off if you're not specifically targeting standby. It feels pretty vanilla, honestly. But it does still have pretty good options. Like, for example, like even though I kind of didn't have any gas going on, if I did live, I can go ahead and do level 3 RWBY next turn, and then she can do 2 instances of 2 with consistency there. So yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't get the combo, but I mean...
I mean, you won the game, no?
Yeah.
That's what mattered.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like, assessing what potential threats are incoming is, like, super important, because if that third attack yielded a trigger, then, like, I already knew I was out 8 and I just die, so it's, like, better to be safe than to not. But, I think on my end, honestly, like, the game started out really, really well, and then it just got more and more awkward as the game went on. It's like, oh, I like just refreshed, and then I refresh point climax, and then I double cancel, and then it's like,
right. And like the 2 turns in which I think this game was a really good showcase of how powerful this deck is at just being able to find climaxes and having a really consistent game plan.
Yeah, with cards like
with the 1/1 being able to not only answer your opponent's early play, but also being able to find a choice to play. Like, I definitely felt the pressure there, because I felt like I could potentially come back if you didn't push so much damage, but the fact that you could basically just apparate a climax out of thin air really continued the pressure on my end. And like, ideally I can set up a Cinder, get some 2/1 Cinder, a 3/2 Cinder out, and then have some big fat healers. But that game I was basically just on super low resources and just scrambling to even have a chance there.
Yeah, and so like that's like basically the best environment for an ability like this that's able to push so many climaxes and so many damage. Like when your opponent's already in a bad spot and you're able to push this, it just like gets even worse.
Right. But on the flip side, like you mentioned earlier on that previous turn, where you also did kind of search for a choice and then push with it, it ended up being that you had no climaxes left on deck, which meant that you did have to force yourself to do a refresh counter. Or not refresh, the top counter, the rest counter, yeah. So I do think that is, I think regardless, that's still a really, really good tool. I think there was a very high chance that I possibly could have died there either way. So I think I would have gone for it, even though, you know, you potentially couldn't play Roxy's, you still did have the guarantee of the rest counter to be able to live another turn. Yeah, I think that's about it from my end in terms of thoughts. Do you have anything more in general just about like, kind of like this deck, what it's good against, what its weaknesses are? I know you're if you guys haven't checked it out already, we do have a deck profile for this up. But if you have anything else you want to just say now before we wrap it up, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely think that just the deck's flexibility to get out of varying situations through cards like the Roxy Pendant is a very good way to adapt to the situation, since you are getting one search now, but you're like layawaying one search later. So you have a lot of adaptability there. You have lines like both the level 1 bomb as well as the Climax Swapper. Like I didn't use this one this game, I think, but
yeah. But like I think also to add on to that in terms of your point of just being able to find anything you want, adapt to the situation. The level 0 Rudyard. Early game, you are able to find the PR Rudy to answer the turn 1 threat. But however, you can also use it anytime during the game to kind of just hand fix it to something you need, or maybe even to clock yourself to the next level to kind of go on to that next level of threats. And Rudyard being a costless way to hand fix is just super amazing.
Yeah, so just definitely the strengths that I see are definitely a lot of flexibility. And then one big reason that we went over in the deck profile that I think that this deck is really strong is just against really big level 2 threats, having the combination of the Rudy level 3 and the Lilia, I think is also just a really good package to have, and it just fits really well into this deck.
Yeah, I think the power lines in this deck is something that I think is a very, very big positive as well. Your level 1 Rudies naturally get to 7-5. If you have the level 1 Roxy alongside it, they get to 9k, so they naturally just contest most standby boards already. Especially, let's say you're playing against 8 standby Mushoku, where the Eris is 7-5, maybe with the Glade, so they're 8-5. If you can set your hand up to double Rudy with a Roxy, you can contest both of their level 1 Eris, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you are already naturally running 2 of the anti-level bomb, because of both of its effects, makes it so that you are very resilient against standby boards. And then, like you just mentioned, the level 3 Rudy alongside the level 0 Lilia gets rid of anything else that might be problematic. So this deck's ability to answer boards, I think, is really, really good. Alright, and that does wrap it up for the Mushoku content block featuring the Choice Pants deck here. We are going to have a bit of a lull for the time being because Hololive production is at the end of April, so that is still a good ways away. But we will have some filler content here and there, maybe some gameplay profiles, maybe we have some extra content for you guys, so don't miss that. But for the time being, this has been Mike and Shizukatz Randall on the Tressa's Collectibles page, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.